Hi guys, welcome to another integer review. This time it's for Wolfenstein 2009. This game was completed for me on the 16th of July 2019. I almost said Wolfenstein 2019 because of that, believe it or not. And it took me just over 14 hours of playtime. Played on the PS3 hardware, as this game is not available digitally by legal means. So keep that in mind. So yeah, overview of the game. It's basically a, your shooty shoot. Follows in similar footsteps to other Wolfenstein games. Has a semi-open world element to it. Otherwise, basic premise, the usual. Nazis are messing with some stuff they shouldn't be messing with, some occult stuff. And we got to mess them up as BJ Blazkowicz. So with that, let's get into the good, the bad, the ugly, and then the score. First up, the good. So this game's a story-driven shooter, and that's a good thing in my opinion because it keeps things moving, keeps things interesting. And I'm always a sucker for such story-driven things. It gives a context to doing the things you're doing and why you're doing the things you do. That's always a good thing. Also, another good element is the light open world area elements. It's not too open world that you kind of have a whole bunch of nothing to do, but it's enough to give you a sense of place and purpose, if that makes sense. And another good thing as well is that there is the secrets and treasures in the game contribute to upgrades rather than just score and things like that, like you have in Wolfenstein 3D, say, which is fair enough for 3D. The 3D one, which was 92. But the secrets and stuff is worth finding because you can upgrade your shit, and that's important in this. Another good thing also I found was the AI. I found the AI to be very balanced, with good yin and yang or strengths and weaknesses, versus using the right weapon against them in the first place, which is much better than what was the deal with, say, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which was just hideous, in my opinion anyway. That was the good. Now on to the bad. Traversal from safe locations to quest ones can get a little bit tedious. You also have to deal with ever-increasing mob sizes, with ever-increasing abilities as well, so they get tougher to tackle, but that prevents you from doing the exploration that the game wants you to do, and it also makes it harder to get from A to B, which kind of sucks as well, right? So that's kind of a thing that definitely you have to watch out for, and could be an issue. The ugly of the game, and there wasn't really much badly, but the ugly of the game now is some checkpoints aren't generous enough to avoid potential tedium dealing and figuring out new enemies, bosses, unnecessarily making you do sequences that you've mastered over again. Mostly rare, but it's something that can happen, especially if you haven't upgraded your gear well, I'd imagine. Depending on how it balances that, it can be pretty rough. So yeah, that's worth taking into account as well. Okay, finally then, this is a real brief one, isn't it? Finally, the score. Gosh, this is why I want to quickest. So the score of the Wolfenstein 2009 for me is a
8.5 out of 10.
I found it great fun. The narrative and characters are pretty cool, and it's enough glue to keep you going and motivated. The upgrades are handy. The combat makes you feel beefy if you upgrade and find the things that you need to find. There's a good atmosphere to it, some good locales even. The light open world works well for it as well, apart from the traversal issue obviously, and it's well worth looting and finding some things if it lets you, as the upgrades will really help. But it's just a good old fun shooter. I think it's a good entry, probably underappreciated, maybe underrated, that's the word, underrated entry in the Wolfenstein series, I'd say, as it didn't sell well, I believe, which is kind of a shame maybe. But in saying that, 14 hours for a full price game, probably wouldn't be happy with that with my playstyle. That's quite quick, but for what I paid, like £4 or something, perfect. Maybe £15-20, still perfect. More than that, I don't know, depends if you want to collect all the things. But that's pretty much how I look at it. Pay the right price. You like shooty, you like a bit open worldy, and upgrades and collectibles that are worth it in terms of upgrades and stuff, and some narrative and characters and so forth, then this might be the game for you. But thank you for watching and or listening, and I'll catch you in whatever else you may watch. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked the review, or just like the video. Maybe you don't like the review, maybe agree or disagree. Leave a comment below, man. Let brother know. Check out some other reviews, there's a few of them there. And check out the playthrough as well. The playthrough should be linked somewhere in there if you want to check it out. It's on the channel while YouTube still likes us. What else? Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on to all platforms, and have a great day. There you go, bish bosh.